Welcome all to Omelette, Chef of Denmark. We are glad to have you all tonight. Please take note of our emergency exits. Please don't eat or drink during the show, and silence any pagers, pigeons, or what do you call them? Cell phones? Anyway, flash photography is not permitted. Please clear the aisles and floors of the for bags or other items, as actors will be interacting with the crowd. Now, ladies and gentlemen, coming to you live from the Globe Theatre in London, England, the hottest ticket of $15.99. It's William Shakespeare's plot-stealing extravaganza. Now, lords and ladies, playwrights and plowrights, let's get ready to rumble as I introduce the Danes. And the Scots. Yes, it's March Madness here at the Globe Theatre.
Actually, it's July.
Who are you?
I'm the bodyguard. You got a problem with that?
Whose bodyguard?
No, his bodyguard.
He's here?
Just waiting for you to introduce him.
Fantastic. Ladies and gentlemen, may I present the Duke of Drama, the Prince of Poetry, the Sultan of Sonnets, the greatest writer of quotes in the history of the English language, all the way from Stratford-upon-Avon, the bodacious bard himself, Mr. William Shakespeare!
Ooh, isn't he the one who wrote one potato, two potato?
How much wood could a woodchuck chuck?
Liar, liar, pants on fire. Silence, idiots. Mr. Shakespeare is the author of timeless gems of poetry. The one that comes to mind is, what fools these mortals be.
Friends, Romans, countrymen, lend me your ears.
Neither a barber nor a mender be.
Kiss me, Kate.
A rose by any other name would smell as sweet.
Brevity is the soul of wit.
All's well that ends well. I am slow of study.
I think we should leave the liar, liar, pants on fire.
And tonight, my husband has promised that before our revels have ended, he will pen a new quote.
Miss Anne Hathaway, ladies and gentlemen. Wife of Shakespeare and owner of one of the most popular tourist attractions in England.
It's only Little Cottage.
Now, I'd just like to go over the rules for today's competition. As you know, Mr. Shakespeare here steals the plots of his plays from other countries.
Great artists steal, lesser artists borrow.
I like that. Is that one of mine?
No, dear, I stole it from TSM.
Mr. Shakespeare here didn't make up some plots?
Well, some of them he did, but Romeo and Juliet, for example, was based off an Italian.
And then there was Measure for Measure, the plot for that, which was also Italian.
And the Comedy of Errors was based on a Roman play.
In other words, Italian. So what you're saying is that Shakespeare stole all his other plots from Italy? Well, no, there was the Two Gentlemen of Verona.
But Verona is in Italy.
Yes, but the story came from
The
Portugal.
point is that having run out of Italian stories, Mr. Shakespeare is holding a little competition to see which country will be able to provide the plot for his next play. Got it? Now, are the Danes here?
Long live Denmark!
And the Scots?
Scotland the Brave!
Scotland for I! That should be Scotland for me, lad. O's use the objective pronoun after a preposition. What do you know about the English language? What do I know about the English language? I have a vocabulary of nearly 30,000 words, and I wrote nearly 2,000 new ones. I even wrote, quote, words, words, words.
And yet with all that, you still can't understand the words take out the garbage.
Yes. Now you know the rules. Mr. Shakespeare here will choose which team gets to go first, and if he is at all dissatisfied with the performance, he will ring the gong and the other team will take the stage.
So, these two plays, what are they about?
If it pleases your, how should I address Mr. Shakespeare?
Well, he is a bard.
Very well. If it pleases your bardness, ours is the story of a great Dane.
It's the story of a dog.
You misunderstand your bardness. He is not so much a great Dane as a mediocre Dane.
Well, to be fair, we should call him a moderately good Dane.
I don't know. Do we mean great morally and ethically?
Or are we referring more to his political and economic achievements?
Will you stop bickering and tell us about this dog?
He's not a dog, Your Grace. He's a chef.
Omelette, chef of Denmark,
Inventor of the cheese Danish.
Originator of the cheese straw.
and creator of that most famous dish in which bears his name, the cheese omelet.
And this omelet is the star of your play.
Our tale is a comedy about the legendary time when Omelette disappeared and his brother Claudius took over the kitchen of Chez Omelette.
That sounds more like a French restaurant than a Danish one.
It was a French restaurant in Denmark.
And what about yours? Our play is a dark tragedy of power, betrayal, and lies.
filled with death,
Murder.
Mayhem.
insurance fraud.
I'll take the omelet, hold the lies. That isn't Danish music.
You try coming up with Danish theme music.
So, are we going first?
Not exactly.
Well, when are we going?
Last.
Listen, everybody. I know you're disappointed he picked the Danes to go first, but there must still be a way we can win this competition.
We cheat. Absolutely. What about an evil enchantment that'll make them all forget their lines?
Or a hex that'll freeze into a spot backstage.
What about water balloons?
Those are all good ideas, but there must still be a way we can win this. We need a plan of sabotage. So nefarious that Shakespeare wish he never heard of omelets.
What does nefarious mean?
What does sabotage mean?
Who's Shakespeare?
Look, I think what Macbeth is trying to say is that we have to be sure that something is rotten in the state of Denmark. Ain't that right?
Correct. Now, first task, intelligence.
I found a copy of the playbook. They've got one ghost, 8 scenes, a play within a play, a sword fight, and a gravedigger.
Good work, Paddock. Second task, props.
You and I can take care of that, my lord. Shovels, swords, cups of poison. We'll be sure nothing's where it's supposed to be.
And when they do find their props, well, let's just say Lady Macbeth and I will have a few surprises waiting for them.
What about costumes?
Oh, leave that to Harpier and me. I think with some careful arranging, we can make some fools out of those Danes.
And a few subtle on-stage attacks might help too.
Fantastic.
By the time our play is over, the name of our play will be synonymous with disaster in the theater.
What is the name of our play?
Macbeth! What's the greatest country on the North Sea? Scotland!
We love haggis, we love plaid. We're from Scotland, we are bad. Woo!
Okay now, while the others are getting into their costumes for the first act, I just want to say, good luck everybody.
Don't say good luck. Don't you know it's bad luck to say good luck?
Yeah, Shakespeare said good luck to Burbage right before he united Richard III, and Burbage tripped over some clubfoot and broke his leg. Well, what should I say?
Well, I guess if saying good luck means somebody's going to break their leg, say break a leg for us to have good luck.
Fine. Break a leg, everybody.
Let's go, team!
Let's hear it for Denmark.
We're Danish when it snows, we're Danish when it rains, and everybody knows we are the Great Danes!
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. You can just feel the excitement here in the Globe as the Danes get ready to take the stage for scene 1. This is the scene where Bernardo the security guard finds a ghost in the parking lot of Chez Omelette. Should be an exciting start.
Ooh.
Stand back, Sir Ghost, on pain of death.
What do you mean on pain of death? I'm a ghost. I'm already dead.
Oh, right. Well, on pain of me getting very angry with you. And tell me, whom you seek.
I seek Omelette Jr., son of the greatest chef in all of Denmark.
I thought Claudius was the greatest chef in all of Denmark.
Do not speak that name to me. The mere thought of that man in my kitchen sends me spinning in my grave.
Well,
Well, what?
I'm waiting for you to start spinning.
Oh, right.
Good luck being posted on a sheet.
Don't say good luck. It's bad luck. Say break a leg.
Would you excuse me for a moment?
What is it?
One of those Scots tripped me. I think I broke my leg.
But what about the scene?
Play without me.
Forgive me, Sir Ghost, for mentioning the name of your mortal enemy, Claudius. Truer words were never spoken by anyone else. Well, Horatio, come hither and see the spectre.
What spectre?
The ghost that haunts this parking lot.
I don't see a ghost.
You broke the leg, okay? Just keep the scene going until I get back with Alma.
But the ghost is Omelette's ghost?
No, that's Alma Senior, the great chef. I go and search for his son, Alma Jr.
So, folks, how are we doing today? I tell you, I just flew in from Denmark, and boy, are my arms tired. But seriously, folks, don't you just love London? I mean, look up here. This guy is more plays than Michael Jordan and David Beckham put together.
Michael Jordan. I believe he's an associate of Kit Marlowe.
It's about time you got here. You're supposed to be wearing black.
I couldn't find my costume.
You're supposed to be dark and brooding. Instead, you look like you sit out of a cat fight in a paint shop.
Look, just work with me, okay?
Very well. We bring you here today so you can speak with a strange spectre.
What strange specter?
He's not here.
What do you mean he's not here?
He broke his leg.
How am I supposed to play the scene if the ghost broke his leg?
Well, it's like I always say, you can't perform Omelette without breaking a few legs.
Not a bad little dear, but I think it needs some work.
Very well said, Omelette. I will leave you here to speak with the spectre.
Hey, wait a minute. Sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. It seems we have a slight technical difficulty.
Fear not, for we, the Scots, are ready to step into the breach and perform our mysterious tragedy of Macbeth.
Our play begins when three witches meet during a raging storm.
4 witches, actually.
What is going on here? My husband has not yet broke his skull. Let the dance continue.
Fine. We'll bide our time. Besides, these Danes won't last much longer.
So here I stand in the dark of night, summoned by my father's ghost. Perhaps while we wait, I could give you a little background. My father, Omelette Sr., was the greatest chef in all of Denmark, but he disappeared under strange circumstances. And only a few days later, his brother, my Uncle Claudius, took over the family restaurant, Chez Omelette. And lately, my mother has even been sharing recipes with him.
Omelette, I am your father. I come to you from beyond the grave.
But no, this is supposed to be a comedy. You can't be dead.
Oh, right. Well, anyways, I come to you from beyond my mysterious disappearance. You must avenge me, my son. My brother Claudius has taken control of Chez Omelette. He cooks in my kitchen and eats my recipes.
It is disgraceful, I know.
Avenge me, my son.
I will, Father, I will.
Swear!
I swear.
Swear!
I said I swear.
Swear!
Look, I said I swear, okay? Now will you knock it off? You're gonna wake the neighbors.
Look, we found a copy of their script.
Excellent work. Now we can bring them bad luck at every turn.
And we already made a few changes to make the play a wee bit more interesting.
You Scottish fools! It's no good changing the script now. You've already learned the parts.
No, that's the beauty of it. Every time they go backstage, they grab their scripts and work on their lines. It's like for a bunch of high school students. In fact, we've already done some tampering and it's worked like a charm.
Now we have Omelette scripts. It says in the next scene he's supposed to act lazy to attract the attention of his mother Gertrude away from his uncle Claudius.
We just changed lazy to crazy. Made up some nonsense about putting on a romantic disposition.
Excellent. Come, Scots, let us retire and watch the fun.
And you two had better put that script back before Omelette goes looking for it.
Ladies and gentlemen, tonight begins a new era in the history of Chez Omelette. To celebrate the cultural heritage of Western Denmark, I introduce to you the Western Omelette.
I'm sure if my husband were here, he would be thrilled at his brother's new invention.
Begging a moment, Sir Claudius, but I would like to add another reason for celebration tonight.
And what is that, good Polonius?
Today, my son Laertes has received a letter from France. He has been accepted into Cordon Bleu, the greatest cooking school in all of Europe.
Oh, brother, I'm so proud of you. Soon you'll return home with the knowledge of how to make French bread, French toast, French fries.
Oh, true, my friends. But I will always be a patron of Denmark. So upon my return, we shall celebrate with a meal of Danish bread, Danish toast, and Danish fries.
You must send a trusted servant to escort you across the sea to France, good Laertes. Rosencrantz, Guildenstern!
You called, your gentleness?
Laertes is bound this night for France. One of you must escort him there. Just flip a coin to decide which one.
Before you go, my son, I wish to offer you some words of advice.
Yes, Father.
I will always remember the words my father told me after he failed in his careers as a miner and a tailor. He said, neither a burrower nor a mender be.
Is that all, Father?
That's all I've got. Does anybody else have one?
Don't take any wooden ducats.
It's better to be rich and healthy than poor and sick.
Success is 90% perspiration, so bring some deodorant.
9 saves 8.
I thought it was 9.
Inflation. A stitch doesn't go as hard as it used to.
My grandfather was a bartender, and I'll never forget what he used to say while mixing the last of the lime juice. You can't make a gimlet without shaking the dregs.
Hey, slow down, these are good.
So, which of you will escort my son across the sea to France?
We don't know, sir.
Every time you flip a coin, it comes up heads.
And who chose heads?
I did.
Well, I suppose you both better take him. Goodbye, my son.
Goodbye, Father. Goodbye, sister. You go upstairs and get the baggage. I'll go downstairs and call a taxi.
I always have to get the baggage.
Now, if only my nephew Omelette were here to share in tonight's success.
But I am here, uncle.
Good nephew, have you been quite well?
What are you doing?
I'm acting crazy, just like it said in the script.
It didn't say anything in my script about you acting crazy.
Well, it did in my script. I was just reading it backstage. Now back off, girlfriend. I'm going after Claudius.
Oh, great heavens!
Most foul Claudius! May your funds fall flat, your souffle stuffed for sabotage, and may you char your chops to charcoal!
Omelette, restrain yourself from this mad alliteration!
From this day forward, may no one go cuckoo for your Cocoa Pops!
What was
was in his script, my lord, but I suspect foul play.
Well, I'm fixing chicken for dinner.
I will speak to him, brother. In the meantime, you'd best return to the kitchen. The crowd awaits the arrival of the Western omelette.
I cannot understand why Macbeth is not giving him the job.
Aye, you McGregor is an expert in martial arts and experience.
I saw we McDonald's.
Ron Boy was a McGregor. My grandfather's favorite. We know that.
Well, we McDonald's have raised the cholesterol of the whole planet by 42 points.
If you don't think Scottish fries.
Listen, I know my clan and your clan have not always gotten along, but what do you say we bury the haggis and go and cause some trouble together?
Spoken like a true Scot. Whatever the next thing be, will be there. Ruined for the filthy sons of Vikings.
Omelette, you have your mother much offended.
Lady, you have my father much offended.
Well, you have your father's brother much offended.
Well, you have my father's brother's nephew much offended.
Well, you have your father's brother's nephew's mother much offended.
Well, you have...
Wait a second. What's going on?
Pay attention, dear.
I thought he was supposed to be this dramatic genius, and he can't even follow a simple Danish dialogue.
I'm mad at my son for acting like such a fool at the restaurant.
And I'm mad at my mother for sharing father's recipes with Uncle Claudius.
Omelette, sit. I'll tell you the truth about your father's recipes.
Mother, you sit, for I feel my madness coming on. Ah, help! My lady in town now, a rat! Take that, you spying recipe stealer! Ow! What did you do that for? You were supposed to use a fake knife! This is the one that was on the props table? Well, it hurt! And I think you tore my pants! I was supposed to be Mater D tonight. I can't be Mater D at Omelette with torn pants!
Someone had been messing with our props. This knife could have seriously hurt someone.
Something very strange is going on in this play.
Aye, indeed something strange be going on. Bring the gong.
I bring on the Scots.
No, I should like to see more of this Danish concoction. Prepare the next scene.
Thank you, your brightness. Come on, let's get out of here before he changes his mind.
Did you see the look on Polonius's face when Omelette tore his pants with a real knife?
Just wait till I get done with this wine. Gertrude will have a little surprise to finish the play.
If they finish the play, I expect to hear the royal gong soon. Are you sure no one saw you take that?
I waited till Burbage got through checking the props table.
Those Danes won't be so great to inquire through with them.
Shakespeare will be begging for the tragedy of Macbeth.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
I've newt and toe frog, wool of bat and tongue of dog.
Pixies, candy rocks, red wax lips, and what do you think you're doing? I'm helping with the potion, but I can't find anything in here that rhymes with candy rocks. Oh, here we go. Smelly sauce.
Hey, this is the double, double toil and trouble potion. Not child's play. I have to start over.
Yeah, almost out of new eyes.
How now, most hideous witches? Have ye devised a devious way to disrupt those dastardly Danes?
We had until Bozo dumped pixie sticks into the mix.
What, pray tell, is the purpose of this poisonous potion?
Traveling on the road by the dark of night, we come across a group of actors bound for Omelette.
They've been hired by Omelette to perform before his Uncle Claudius.
Omelette believes if they reenact his father's disappearance, Claudius will confess to sending the old man away and taking over the restaurant.
So, what does your potion have to do with that?
Oh, this potion will cast a spell on all the actors. They won't even remember their lines.
They won't remember their blocking.
They'll be a lot like high school drama students.
Brilliant plan. Almost Paladin Frumius switches.
Would have been.
If Bose would kept his pixie sticks to himself, some people just don't appreciate creative curses.
Is there not time to brew a new potion?
Hark! The players approach. We must fly and let the pixie stick's curse run its course.
So, will they know their lines?
Well, some of them will know their lines just fine.
But will they know their blocking?
Let's just say this. They'll know some of their blocking.
So what's the point of this curse?
Well, other than that they'll develop toe fungus, they won't exactly act the same way they did in rehearsals.
What do you mean?
Hide behind this curtain and watch.
Well, this is a quite interesting move by the Danes. They're going for the play within the play plan. You may recall, ladies and gentlemen, that the team from Greece used the play within the play very effectively 2 years ago in A Midsummer Night's Dream.
Yes, but that was a comedy. Whatever the Danes called this looks like a tragedy to me.
Right, you are, my lady. So you've got to see this as a risky move.
Ophelia! Ophelia, I saved the scene for you!
Fine, I'll sit by you, but only if we behave better than you did at the last play.
Good evening, folks. Are we ready for the play within the play?
Yes, we're ready. Get on with it.
He wasn't talking to you, dear. He was talking to them.
You know, sometimes I wonder if Miss Appley did write all those plays.
No, just the sonnets.
I'd like to remind you to please silence your pagers, and all that sketching, drawing, and transcribing is strictly forbidden. Behold, the enchanted actors!
Good evening, Mrs. Shakespeare. Has anyone ever told you that you're a gorgeous playwright's wife?
I know.
Well, and they never will. But seriously, those are some of the most beautiful eyes I've ever seen. One of them, anyway. Well, at least somebody likes her.
What's the meaning of this?
I don't know. It's all Danish to me.
That's enough from you. You can't be chasing Mrs. Shakespeare around like that.
Oh, really? How should he chase her around?
You're lucky to have this one around. She ought to keep you safe in your old age, which will be here in a couple of weeks.
Gentlemen, your conduct leaves me speechless.
We'll just see to it that you stay that way. What do you want me to do with him? What would you like to do with him, Lieutenant? Inspector, inspect for yourself. I have a play to perform.
I do hope it won't be necessary to arrest him. We'll need him to present the play.
As long as we don't have no more trouble, I'm not gonna arrest nobody.
That's okay. I could use a rest.
On with it. Well then, ladies and gentlemen. Are there any gentlemen? Well then, ladies and loiterers, tonight I present for you a play about how I kidnapped Omelette in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I have no idea.
That's all right. My friend here, he's gonna play the part of Omelette, the great Danish chef.
Isn't Omelette here in the audience tonight?
No, that's the Omelette Junior. This one is the Omelette Senior.
I think it should be Senor Omelette.
And if Annie starts feeling guilty because you're really the one who kidnapped Omelette Senior, you should be sure to be jumping up and down with that remorse.
What if he doesn't have a horse?
He said remorse. It means I'm sorry.
And you should be.
Our story begins when Omelette concocts his famous recipe for the cheese omelette. Someone is jealous, someone wishes he came up with the recipe, someone is green with envy.
Someone is hogging the stage.
One night, he is looking for his recipe, but he can't seem to find it.
Well, look for it under the cookbook, under the eggs maybe. Look for it under Miss Shakespeare if you have to.
Say, how much are they paying you guys?
Well, that depends. If we do the play, we get $10 a night.
And if you don't do the play,
We get $12 a night.
what if we wanted you to leave?
You couldn't afford that.
So, Omelette had lost his recipe. That was the least of his worries. He still knew how to make a cheese omelet.
What's he looking for now?
He's looking for a stove to cook an omelet.
A stove. I came down for a stove.
Nice quote.
While Omelette looked for his missing stove, two gentlemen arrived and kidnapped him.
I resemble that remark. I've worked hard all my life to keep from being called a gentleman.
Well, two fiends came and kidnapped him.
That's more like it. With fiends like us, who needs gentlemen?
Boss, we can't photo like this forever.
You hold him, you go get a steamer.
You can't steam him. He's too big.
Oh, well, all I know is we'll be steamed if we let him go. They can't all be good jokes.
Yeah, but you think at least one of them would be good? Just set it right there. Now that's what I call a sardine omelet.
Say, is any of this familiar to you, my friend? Because I wrote the play and I've never heard any of this before.
Hey, boss, this is too heavy. I don't think I can carry it.
Well, why don't we take something out? Say, is my suit in there? No. My suit's in a key of C, not to be flat.
Well, you'd be flat too if you was in a trunk.
Wise thing is left the trunk. Get out.
We can get up a good now.
You long enough? And my mother said I would never amount to anything. Of course, that was this morning.
Well, that's our show, ladies and gentlemen. If you liked it, tipping is permitted.
And if you didn't like it, tipping is mandatory.
That was the silliest play I've ever seen.
Don't be ridiculous. What about the two gentlemen have grown up?
Too bad all our night's revels have ended.
But it's only 9 o'clock, and it's not even a school night.
I said too bad!
I've never been so insulted in all my life. You asked me to sit next to you, and then you spend the whole play rattling candy wrappers and talking to the people in the next row.
But you have to understand, darling, I'm under a lot of pressure. I'm supposed to be avenging my father. Plus, I have an algebra test on Tuesday.
And the worst part was the way you kept looking at Claudius. Maybe you should have asked him out on a date instead of me.
Well, I'm not sure that would help with the avenging all that much, but he is pretty good at algebra.
I'll put a cork in it, Omelette. You know what? We're through. You hear me? Through. I never want to see you ever again. And I can't wait to see what Laertes does to you when he gets back.
Well, then wouldn't you have to see me again?
Goodbye!
Wait, but I was going to ask you to marry me. Or at least tutor me in algebra.
Greetings, Zach Prince. What makes you such a melancholy name?
Ophelia just walked out on me.
Well, as I always say, you can't break up with them without using your legs.
Close, but still not quite right.
Say, what are you two doing here anyway? I thought you were supposed to be in France with Laertes.
Well, we had a little incident when he started going upstairs for the bad pitch.
No, it was when he insisted on going downstairs to call a taxi.
So where did you end up going?
To
To the hospital. But now we have a new assignment.
Chef Claudius has tasked us with finding out whether you're really crazy or just pretending.
Well, what do you think?
Crazy. Pretending.
Shall we give him the test?
What's the difference between this?
And this.
Sure. That's a hawk, and that's a handsaw.
Well, I think we have all the information we need. Remember, we'll be watching.
Yeah, we'll be sure to watch this next scene. It's a big soliloquy that will knock Will Shakespeare's socks off.
Oh dear, I'm rather attached to these socks.
Calm down, dear. It's just a metaphor.
And I must away to prepare for my great soliloquy.
big chance for us. After the work the witches did on the play within the play, all we have to do, correct the soliloquy, and the gong should be ringing.
Why did I correct it? It's already so silly.
So silly. You fool of a McGregor. Soliloquy.
It's a long speech delivered directly to the audience and expressing the inner thoughts of the character.
Oh, right, we knew that. We knew that.
The beauty of this soliloquy is that Omelette hasn't memorized it.
Been too busy studying for his algebra test and trying to avenge his father.
But how can he speak it if he doesn't know it?
Cue cards.
Ah, that's right, clever that is.
McGregor must have thought of that one.
So all we need to do is steal his cue cards and replace them with our own version.
But listen to this. These are Omelette's cards. I wonder if I should just give up on this whole mess. Kill myself or something. I mean, sometimes life is just more trouble than it's worth. Problem is, I'm scared of death.
That's clearly beautiful.
Too right.
If you think that's beautiful, wait till you hear the version I wrote.
Oh, McGregor, read what this one says.
I think I'll wait to hear his performance, unless McDonald's here would like to read it for us.
No, I think it would be better if we wait for Omelette to try to read through all that gibberish.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The gong is still silent as we prepare for Omelette's soliloquy. There is certainly a lot riding on this speech. And here he comes now. He looks loose and ready to act.
To be or not to be? That is the question.
What's he talking about? I don't understand.
Whether 'tis nobler in the mind to suffer the slings and arrows of outrageous fortune,
Speak English, man, or at least speak Danish.
or to take arms against a sea of troubles, and by doing so, end them. To die, to sleep, no more.
Does this speech have a point? Because if it does, we should like for you to get to it. You heard the lady. I'm going on break.
I do apologize, Miss Hathaway. It's not coming out quite the way I rehearsed it. The words have got a bit jumbled.
It is wrong from beginning to end. Skip to the next scene.
Hey, if you get a chance, I should like to see the rest of that. I have a feeling there's some good quotes in there.
Double, double, toil and trouble.
Fire, burn, and cauldron bubble.
Scale of dragon, tooth of wolf, witch's mummy, malign gulf.
Oi, what are you doing here? This is the Danish play.
You don't sound Danish.
I'm a contract player. Been working at the Globe for 6 seasons now. Maybe you've seen me in tights and drawing. Yes, I'm afraid we missed that one. I was the messenger.
I'm sure you're marvelous.
Like I said, what are you lot doing here?
Well, it's a graveyard scene, right?
Yeah, that's right. Well, what could be better for atmosphere in a graveyard than 3 witches stirring a cauldron?
I thought there were 4 witches.
There were.
So what happened?
I turned him into a noob.
Right, well, you lot keep quiet with your atmosphere. This is me big scene.
Oh, we will.
Bad enough I have to be a grave digger without a shovel. Somebody's been stealing me bleeding props. Now we'll only read a goldfish litter to complete the potion, and we can make that bard ring that gong.
Sorry, late.
Who are you?
Name's Oscar. Please meet you.
This scene's supposed to be with Omelette.
Oh, right. You know, after the whole thing with the soliloquy, he asked me to come on instead. I was understudied.
Under what?
Understudy. You know, if he breaks a leg or if he gets sick or something else, I come up for him.
Right, but this is me big scene. I don't want to perform it with some understage.
Understudy. Look, I'm sorry, but he's wrestling for his big scene. But hey, at least I found a costume. It was stuffed in a trash can behind stage.
Fine, but I'm complaining to the union when this is over.
Alas, grave digger. Who do you dig this grave for?
For no man, sir.
For what woman, then?
For none neither.
Who is to be buried in it?
One who was a woman, but rest her soul, she's dead.
He's almost the biggest smart aleck as you are.
Oh, yeah? Well, I'm rubber and you're glue, so whatever you say bounces off me and sticks to you.
I'm rubber, you're glue. I like that. Is that Francis Bacon?
I'm terribly sorry. I can't imagine what you promised me to disappear into. Here you are.
It's a bit late now.
Tell me, how long will a man lay in the ground ere he rot?
What kind of sick person asks a question like that?
It was in my script.
Well, it wasn't any script I ever saw. Oi, what's this then? This one's laid in the ground only a few hours.
Who's that?
'Tis Yorick, the Danish goldfish.
Alas, poor Yorick. I knew him. Horatio! Horatio!
I'm sorry, sir. I didn't know I was in the scene. I don't have any lines.
It doesn't matter if you have any lines or not. I can't go, alas, poor Yorick, I knew him, Horatio. If Horatio isn't here.
I thought the line was last for Yorick. I knew him well.
That's not the line. Everyone misquotes that line.
Get used to it, pal.
We few, we happy few, we band of mothers. But where the tides of March?
See what I mean?
Can we get on with it?
Right. Alas, Yorick. I knew him. Horatio. A fish of an excellent chest. Having those lips, and we sprinkled fish food into his bowl. He had swum around the fish bowl 1,000 times. Where be your gills? Your fins? Your dashes have been filtered on what sent you to merriment.
Excuse me, but is the liver still fresh?
Oh, yes, ma'am. Hasn't been dead more than 3 hours.
Would you mind that?
Oh, that smelly thing. Well, my big scene's finished. I'll leave you guys to it now.
Well, I guess I'll be going now then, too.
All I can say is I hope Omelette's back in time for the final scene, if there is a final scene.
Oh, is this the liver? Or is this the liver?
That's a spleen, I think.
And is that the appendix, or is that the gallbladder?
Your conclusions.
Greetings, fair grain digger.
I thought he was in France, studying at the Blue Corn.
I've come home to study for my pie exam with you. And tell me, whose grave do you dig ever so sinking place?
Your dear sister Ophelia. She cast herself in the river and drowned after she broke up with Omelette.
What was me? Let me hold it one more time before you cover and go to please.
What are you doing? Ophelia isn't dead. This was supposed to be a comedy. Remember?
Oh, happy day! My sisters have returned to me from beyond the grave!
Knock it off for a minute, will you? Listen, where did you get all this stuff about Ophelia drowning herself?
It was in the script. I was looking at it about 10 minutes ago.
Look, I don't know what's going on today with the scripts and the props and the costumes, but I have a feeling it has something to do with those Scots. I don't ever want to hear the word Macbeth in any theater.
So what should we do now?
Right. So sorry about this, ladies and gentlemen. Ophelia is not dead, but she is angry with Omelette for his behavior. So, Laertes lately returned from France and has challenged Omelette to a duel to protect his sister's honor. Yes, you have. And Omelette is still determined to avenge his father by dueling Claudius when he's done with you.
Oh, right! The big final scene, the big fight. Yes, I remember now. I better go get ready.
So, ladies and gentlemen, you'll give us just one moment. We will present the final scene of Omelette, Chef of Denmark.
I still say that this one's the liver and the slimy one is just
But they're all slimy.
Looks like we'll have to give up on the gong ringing potion. Witches can't decide what a goldfish liver looks like. See how everyone else is doing costumes.
Sorry, they found the Alma costume, my lord. Luckily, the zipper is stuck, so Oscar can't get it off.
That's nothing compared to all the costume problems I was going to have in the last scene.
Excellent. Okay, props.
They'll have their props for the last scene, my lord. That doesn't mean we don't have some surprises in store.
We not only stole the costumes for the last scene, we replaced them with... Just wait and see.
I'm so proud of you all. But has anyone taken care of the most important thing? Has anyone prepared our celebratory breakfast?
Aye, my lord, that we have. We prepared for you oatmeal, black pudding, and some muffins.
What about bacon and eggs?
Why, of course we have bacon and eggs, my lord. They're the most important part of a complete breakfast.
And like my father used to say, you can't have a good breakfast without bacon and eggs.
Oh, that's a quote worthy of old Bill Shakespeare himself. Now gather round one more time, lads. Let's hear it for Scotland.
We love haggis, we love plaid. We're from Scotland and we are bad. Woo!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to that final scene of our most excellent comedy, Omelette, Chef of Denmark. Our first bout tonight will be between that mad and melancholy Dane, Omelette, and directly from Paris, France, here to defend the honor of his sister, Laertes. Well, we're waiting. This is most unusual, ladies and gentlemen. We seem to have a slight costuming problem. So, if you'll just imagine that it's late at night in the Elsinore room of Chez Omelette, we present the denouement.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. What do you think you're doing dressing like that?
that in front of a lady?
It's quite all right, Maria. It reminds me of what my dear nurse used to tell me when I was a child. You can't have any pajamas without putting any lace on your legs.
What is it supposed to mean?
I have no idea, but it's always made me fond of pajamas.
Omelette, you have a grievance against me, for you believe I have taken your father's place in the kitchen of Chez Omelette. We shall settle that dispute shortly.
For now, though, you must defend yourself against the charge of impudence brought by my daughter, Ophelia.
Bring us our swords.
Are you sure you wouldn't rather arm wrestle or maybe play tiddlywinks?
Prepare yourself, Omelette, for I was the best swordsman in my university. But you good one, cooking school.
Indeed, he does. In fact, he's made these pies at Chez Omelette to prepare for his upcoming exam.
Ooh, I love pie.
And once he has defeated Omelette Good Guildenstern, we will rejoice with the pie.
The players are circling each other now.
I'm not even tough.
I just didn't have anything to say before. There they go. Swords blazing at furious strokes. I think Omelette's using Mana Verdi's attack, but Larry's is fighting back with Vermicelli's defense.
You're pretty good.
I learned from my father, and he was the best. But you were no slouch yourself.
I too learned from your father. He knew more than just cooking.
I drink to the two finest swordsmen in Denmark.
This should be good.
What you put in the flagon?
Mike will.
This time it's Omelette on the attack. He's using, I think it's Manicott's attack. But Larry's fighting back with Scarlatti's defense.
A hit! A very powerful hit! Look to my mother! You shall pay for this, Laertes!
Scoundrel! Cad! Double! Vile creature! This base action shall not go unpunished!
What violence is this that besmirches my restaurant in my brief absence?
Father, I thought you were...
Thought it was what?
You came to me as a ghost. You told me to avenge you, to throw Claudius from your kitchen.
Foolish boy. That was only because someone had been tampering with my script.
Omelette, it's time for you to know the truth about your father and his recipes.
It's best if his mother tells him.
I don't think that's going to be happening anytime soon.
I like having lines.
Silence! You curly-headed Marxist. I shall tell him. It is true, son, that I am the inventor of the cheese omelet, but there has always been a problem with my dish. Every time I make it, the finished product is filled with eggshells.
I thought cheese omelets were supposed to be crunchy.
As did I for many years. But then my brother Claudius and I decided to seek wisdom from afar, and so I left him in charge of Chez Omelette and traveled to the Himalayas of Tibet, where a wise old monk taught me the secrets of cooking no Dane has ever known.
And did you solve the problem, brother?
Bring me a pen and some eggs, Polonius, and I shall show you what I have learned. You do now. Behold, the secret to making the perfect cheese omelet.
That's it. I see my new show right before me. Send the Scots home.
But dear, you can't write a new play without a quote.
Don't you see, madam? He has his quotes.
What quote? I don't hear any quote.
Fellow Danes, shall we celebrate this victory by assisting Mr. Shakespeare in announcing his latest quote to the world?
You can't make an omelet without breaking some eggs.
It's pretty cool. Thank you for coming. Yeah, go, of course. I've never known so. That was way better than I thought. Best mom. She said she didn't like it. Shut up. It's too expensive. I could be the best $5 guy. No.